Hello and welcome to CANAS Podcast, episode 37.
Yep.
That's huge.
Unfortunately, you missed last week because Victor was a little busy.
I was at a wedding.
Yes.
An open bar wedding.
Oh, dang.
It was unreal. Unreal. Gorgeous venue, by the way. The place was awesome.
Where was it?
It was in Calgary. The one, actually, I've been very nice to Calgary recently, haven't I?
Calgary's beautiful.
No. The city's absolutely disgusting. No, I've been nice to Calgary recently.
Yeah.
The place is
Calgary's nice.
Yeah, the city's a beautiful city. I just
what are you talking about?
I just hate the city. Whatever. I've been unbiased with respect to their sports teams, though. I mean, Flames. We don't talk about the CFL.
Yeah.
I don't like that. We don't like that really much.
No.
Anyways, this week, probably lots of baseball talk. Mm-hmm. Good amount of baseball. Yeah. We gotta rub it in to Celso a little bit. His bold prediction of the tennis didn't come even close.
No. That's why it was bold. It was going to be slightly impossible.
That was the boldest. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if they would have played how they could have, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, totally.
But
lately, no.
The Canadians are so known for just choking, man. Like, what is happening?
I don't know.
We'll talk about that. Very little about soccer. Actually, some big news for the Canadian men's national team was announced.
Ooh. What? Well, I guess we'll get to that.
You don't actually know?
No.
Okay, I'll just straight up tell you then. So we have a lead-up game before the World Cup now against a World Cup opponent.
Ooh.
Japan. Canada will be playing Japan on November 17th in Saudi Arabia, from my understanding. 6 days later, they play their opening fixture against Belgium. Now, Japan is almost always at the World Cup. They're not as good as they used to be, but they're still a perennial World Cup team. So that will be huge practice for them.
Oh, yeah.
Although Belgium and Croatia are both significantly better teams than Japan.
They're totally different teams, yeah.
Completely different, yeah.
But at least it's like a World Cup opponent. So
yeah, absolutely.
It'll give them lots of practice.
So they'll have an idea of like how they have to play, like the intensity and like the quality of games that they'll be playing in. That's going to be huge. The Canadian men's national team have a lot that they have to learn really prior to this World Cup. But
this is basically their first World Cup.
Yep.
In a long time. So.
Yeah. You know what? Another one I want to talk about. Basketball. We've only talked about the NBA. We forget that the FIBA World Cup qualifiers are on, and Canada's actually killing it. They're undefeated, hey? So, like, knock on wood, obviously, but they're undefeated so far, and they've beaten some big teams, man, like Argentina.
Argentina, yeah.
Or the wrong A country, whatever.
Yeah.
That's a big game.
Kind of close.
Yep.
Around the Pacific.
Sure. But yeah, like that's like the Canadian men's basketball team led by the one and only Nick Nurse is unbelievable, man. They're doing really well. They're without three of their best players actually, because Andrew Wiggins isn't there, and Andrew Wiggins has proven to be a top defender in the NBA. He was instrumental to the Golden State Warriors championship run last year. I mean, let's not take it away from Steph Curry. Like, he was playing ungodly. But Andrew Wiggins' defensive play was massive, shutting down the other guys.
He rejuvenated his career.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And then we're going to do a little bit, we're going to talk about hockey in the end. Now there's not too much that's happened in the world of hockey recently. The training camps are approaching. I want to say they start next week. Yeah, players are here now. Actually, I think almost all the Oilers are here. Even Ryan McLeod has been here for a couple of weeks and he doesn't have a contract. So there's
I'm
news.
pretty sure he's going to get one.
Yeah, he'll get one soon.
I
think it depends on the Oilers' case against the NHL, because apparently there's an issue with the Oilers in the NHL.
Well,
the Duncan Keith contract, and how we didn't get any cap relief because of the way that his contract was, or the CBA was written. If Duncan Keith retired after being traded in his last year, so before the contract expires, that team gets not only the cap taken off, but like a $3+ million cap relief.
Yeah.
and the NHL refuses. They're like, no, that's stupid. And then Edmonton's like, it's in the CBA. Yeah. And they're like, oh, no, we're not doing it. So the Oilers are currently in the midst of fighting it.
Good.
And if the Oilers win, they don't have to get rid of a Jesse Puljujärvi to be able to sign Ryan McLeod. They can just sign Ryan McLeod. Yeah. So that will be huge. We'll see what happens there. But let's start with... maybe we do baseball to start. Because you know what? The Blue Jays are in the fight of their lives. They had a massive series win against the Orioles. Unfortunately, it wasn't a sweep, but it was a big win. They also have the Yankees and Rays playing against each other now, ahead of them. Mm-hmm. So we have series against both the Yankees and the Rays. The Blue Jays, for whatever reason, have the Yankees number recently. All knocking on wood the whole time. Yeah.
Might as well just constantly knock on wood throughout the whole podcast.
That being said, I don't know if I would mind finishing 6th, like in that last wild card spot, because you're playing against the 3rd seed, which would be the worst team, technically in the AL, standings-wise and record-wise. Like, yeah, you're not going to get home field advantage for any of the series or any of the season. However, it's either you win the AL East or you finish 6th. That's the easiest route.
No middle.
Well, no, seriously, but that's the easiest route.
Yeah, the easiest
right?
route, yeah.
The second seed, actually the first seed would be, the second one would be the easiest. Because the Yankees aren't catching up to the Astros. Astros would be number 1. They would play against the winner of the 4-5. Whereas the winner of the 3-6 would play against the number 2 seed, which would be the winner of the AL East. Barring some monstrosity of like a winning streak by the AL Central or West? I'm not sure. But whoever the Twins play. Mm-hmm. It's one of the Twins of the Cleveland Guardians.
Guardians now,
yes, they changed it. Yes.
You just had to think there.
I definitely did. Yeah. Yes. You
were going to say Indians, weren't you?
No. I was... I was. But... So, yeah, the Blue Jays are huge. It's huge. Yeah. And it's really nice to see that some of their biggest, most clutch performances are they're coming now. Bouchard is lit. Somebody needs to have a freaking fire extinguisher by him. That man is on fire, dude.
Finally, something just woke up in him, and he just started.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we all knew he had it in him, right? Because last season he was unreal, but this year
he was just in a slump, which is usual.
But that's good. I'm glad he had a slump at the beginning of the year, so now he's figuring out what's wrong with what caused the slump and figuring himself out definitely. Now. This is huge. And if Vladdy decides to wake up too, it's not that he was in a huge slump all year, but he's not Vladdy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's getting hits. He's just not hitting homers.
Our bullpen's playing pretty darn good recently. Yeah. The bullpen's been really nice. Romano's always been an absolute stud. Yeah. But Tim Meza is doing pretty well. Zach Pop, I know we got sent down a little bit, but he's back up. Yimi Garcia was our not the closer, but the setup man. Mm-hmm. He's now the 6th or even 7th inning guy. Isn't that just ridiculous?
Nice.
And then who else did we get from in the trade? Pop and what's his name? Anyways, I'll remember it eventually.
Okay.
But all of them, man. The other guy from that Pop trade is our lead up man. Mm-hmm. He's the 8th inning pitcher from you. Gossman is playing pretty well. He almost got ejected last game, but he's playing pretty well. He was the ump accused him of a balk, and he got so mad. And then Bichette goes just flies with his hair waving around like a freaking cape. Man, it was amazing. Yeah, it was.
It's just starting to
little by little, but this is the time for things to start really showing up, right?
Yeah. It's starting to sync up now. Everyone's starting to sync up. So the Toronto Blue Jays are starting to heat up.
Yeah, and that's huge. That's huge. Adam Simber, pretty great so far. You got Ross Stripling. That's been a nice surprise, hey? Mm-hmm. We knew he'd be good, but his ERA is just 3.03, and it went up today because he allowed 2 runs in 6 innings. But even then, okay. Not bad. So actually, it probably went down. That's a 3.0 ERA right there. Listen, don't even get me started. My math is just not okay, all right?
And you did Kumon when you were younger.
Don't even start with me. Don't even start with me. but like honestly, not bad. Like it's been Alejandro's in a little bit of a cold streak. But not the end of the world.
No.
But like almost all of our bats are just playing unreal, dude. Like our worst hitter right now is Danny Jansen with a 2.25. I mean, you got Jackie Bradley Jr., but he never plays, or Bradley Zimmer, who's a 130. But yeah, whatever. No, it's been a 2-run home run by Bouchard today. That was huge. And yeah, like it's just been not too shabby for the boys right now. Not too shabby for the boys. They're doing well, and they need to keep it up. So Manoah's playing like an ace. Gossman's playing like an ace. Stripling's playing like a really good number 2. Can't ask for much more.
Nope.
Right? Can't ask for much more.
Just gotta keep it up and keep her going.
And we're talking about Canadians. How about Freddie Freeman's LA Dodgers, man? Like Freddie Freeman might win the World Series again this year. It's nuts, man. Like it's nuts.
Crazy, yeah. But it's the LA Dodgers though. Like they have the money to spend on all like the good players and everything, so can't really like expect anything less than a World Series by them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But anyways, basketball,
sure.
FIBA. I mean, I think we talked mostly about it FIBA, already. Yeah. I think the next window's in early November, so we'll have a couple more games. I want to say it's Venezuela is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember who the next one is, but we'll talk about it probably closer to the date.
There's a lot of sports going to be happening in November.
Yeah, right. That's nuts. That's awesome.
Which is good.
Yeah, I absolutely.
That's
agree.
what we love. We love sports.
Absolutely agree. But yeah, man, like it's. Oh, Anthony Bass. That's who I was thinking of. Anthony Bass. Okay, I can put my phone away now. We're good. Golf. 2 Canadians were named to the President's Cup roster. Corey Connors, which we knew. Yeah. Taylor Pendrith.
Really?
Yeah. Not bad.
Not bad.
I thought it would be like a Hadwin.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
too.
like Hadwin's in contention consistently. But no, Taylor Pendrith has been named as one of the captain's picks.
Nice.
Now, the international roster has been severely debilitated by the Live Tour announcements. Cam Smith would have been on it. Louis Oosthuizen. Abraham Answer. Who's the other Mexican guy? Joaquin Neiman. No, that's Chilean. There's another Mexican individual.
I don't remember.
No, whatever. But debilitated. I mean, the U.S. roster got hit a little bit. But it's like DeChambeau, Dustin Johnson. They still have Scotty Scheffler, who had an ungodly year this year. I was pretty surprised that Rory actually ended up winning and beating. Like Rory had a monster tournament, which I like the new format for this tournament.
Yeah,
because it actually allows because Rory would have had no chance to come back against Scotty if it was the old format, right?
Yeah.
So that's nice. It's nice that they changed it. It makes it much more competitive. Anybody can literally win it. Corey Connors started last, didn't finish last. Very nice. I know. A nice payday too. Jeez Louise. That'd be nice.
But yeah, like going back to the President's Cup or whatever, it just gives Connors and
Pendrith.
Yeah. A chance to like actually make the team. So
yeah,
it's nice for Canadian golfers for sure.
Yeah, we're getting
just
more of a chance for sure.
More of a chance to make the team.
Taylor Pendrith should be an interesting one. Do you think they put Connors and Pendrith together? That'd be sick.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be awesome. Yeah, Corey Connors is really good golfer,
matching like outfits and everything. Yeah. If they're together, that'd be pretty funny.
I think Connors can win. A couple of his matches. I think he's better than a lot of the. He actually took Scotty Scheffler to like one of the last holes in their match play tournament when they played at the beginning of the year. I mean, this is before Scheffler won all of his tournaments, or no, it was actually after he won his first one. Regardless, Connors took Scheffler to like a 17th hole, I think, and then he ended up losing on the 18th or something, but. Yeah, Connors has a good chance. I think like U.S. crushes world,
definitely.
though.
But golf is just like one of those sports where if you're having a good day, you'll be golfing like a god. If you're having a bad day, though, then you're not.
It'd be nice to have one of those.
Yes.
I have the others all the time.
Oh, I went golfing last Monday at Cougar Creek.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Good. I sucked like the first 9 holes, man.
Yeah,
Holy crap. But then I went with Liam. So Liam and I were like, okay, we'll do like, because there was people behind us and it was getting pretty dark. So we're like, okay, we'll do like best ball.
Scramble,
like, yeah. So I was doing really good. Like my approaches were like pretty good. But apparently, compared to me and Liam, my short game, like my chipping and my putts were on par. So nice. I'm not gonna complain.
And my putting game has been really good the last few rounds. Just everything else has just been horrific.
Yeah. Like at the last 9, I started hitting straight. That's how bad I was doing at the beginning. Yeah.
If we have any golf coaches or golf professionals listening and want to do some good volunteer work, yes. Humanitarian efforts. Anywho, so football, the NFL season started, but no Canadians were a part of the rosters, from my understanding.
No, there are 2 in LA. I know that. Yeah. The Chargers.
Both, yeah.
Both from Calgary.
There is apparently a really solid Canadian sophomore, second-year defender out of Miami, playing for the Dolphins. Yeah. I was listening to TSN 1260 yesterday, and the Miami reporter said that he's a future Hall of Famer. So that's unbelievably high praise for the young man out of BC. But I forget his name. So, but that being said, this year most certainly going to look into more of the Canadian defensive players, because I do not like Chase Claypool. That's going to be tough for him this year. Same with Chuba. If Christian McCaffrey's healthy all year, Chuba will still get like 30% of the touches, maybe, because they need to keep McCaffrey year out. There definitely is zero chance the Carolina Panthers do anything if McCaffrey's injured this year.
They are definitely running by committee for Carolina.
Has to.
Just to keep McCaffrey healthy.
McCaffrey's also one of the best receivers. So it's going to be, everything's going to be by committee on that team for sure. And Chuba Hubbard is going to be.
It's funny because he did go like 5th or 6th in our draft.
McCaffrey,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Because we were all worried about him getting injured.
Of course. Yeah, he's been injured all the time. It's very fair.
Yeah. And then, so I picked, the second best, dual threat running back, which was Austin Eckler, so.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, though, I don't know if it's worth... I mean, the drafts are all done, obviously, by now, but... I don't think it's worth drafting a Canadian this year. I don't think Chase Claypool or Chuba Hubbard get drafted this year. You play him for matchups.
Yeah.
And depending on... Because, the Pittsburgh Steelers have a new quarterback. Thank God. Mason Rudolph is horrific, dude. Horrific. I mean, mind you, his replacement isn't the greatest right now. Their rookie is going to be the best quarterback in that room. The rookie is going to be the starter by the end of the season.
Oh, definitely. I can see that for sure. But it's just might as well start with a known quarterback.
I mean, but
for now,
what do you know about Mitch Trubisky though?
It was decent, I guess. In
the Chicago Bears are a disgrace. I mean, I'm a Packers fan, so I'm a little bit biased towards that. But that's an awful that's an awful team, man. Even since Jay Cutler, they haven't had anything. But so Claypool's a lot tougher because he's got bigger question mark at quarterback. The rookies, like I said, week 6, the rookie will be starting for the rest of the season. It's going to be a Justin Herbert situation again. I don't think... Actually, no. I think he wins Rookie of the Year. I think he takes over it. Pittsburgh starts 2-4. Rookie takes over. Pittsburgh finishes 10-7.
I don't know, because there is a lot of pretty good offensive rookies in this year, too, so...
Yeah, but
we'll have to see if he does actually take over the starting quarterback position. Yeah. But
and then
we'll see.
There was supposed to be a really good wide receiver, a Canadian wide receiver out of the draft this year, out of Alabama. I don't remember who drafted him. I think it was Washington Commanders. I think Metcalf the second or third.
What?
Yeah. Well, anyways, he's not DK Metcalf. Metcalf.
Oh, okay. I think I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name, but I was like, Metcalf the second.
He took the year off because of his cancer diagnosis. So he's seeking treatment.
Yes, I remember him. Yeah.
So hopefully he'll, recover 100%, be able for, life is bigger than sports.
Oh,
so
definitely.
hopefully for his health. But it would be nice to see him in the league next year. So he'll be definitely winning the, if he comes back next year and plays even half a season, he's winning like the comeback player of the year for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Like no question.
Yeah.
And then, NFL will be interesting though. Most of our players are like the best Canadian players are on the defensive side of the ball this year, so we're gonna have to really focus
it's just
on
for fantasy wise, it's not really.
Yeah, fantasy it's terrible.
But for like actual like football, it's good.
Yeah. I think that's it. Hey, tennis, nothing. No other Canadians in there. We talked about our disappointment. And there's no. There's
the Italian Grand Prix.
Didn't Stroll finish 10th? He got points in the last race, didn't he?
He did get. I believe he did get points.
1 point. Good for him.
Yeah.
He's not last anymore.
No, but they did finish practice like today. Practice 2. They have tomorrow, and then they have qualifying tomorrow. And then obviously the race on Sunday. But just looking at the results for practice, our Canadians are basically in the back.
Yep. 18th and 19th, I think is what I see.
19th, yep.
Oh, well.
So, but we'll see.
There's rumors that Latifi's lost his spot, hey?
Yes, I heard that.
Yeah.
It
doesn't surprise me. He's finished last all year. He has 0 points.
Yeah.
Stroll, but his dad owns the team.
But he's actually doing.
He's doing something, but like, come on, man, that's still not good.
Yeah,
but that's fine.
Yeah.
Actually, one quick thing the sport we were talking about before is tennis. The Davis Cup. Our best Canadians aren't playing. It's gonna be Pospisil and some like 17-year-old kid, and that's it. So we probably aren't even gonna. We're probably gonna get kicked out of the world stage.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get into the Americas division or something. So that's gonna suck. But well, it happens.
Can you do
a year after winning the what's that international tournament they do right before the Australian Open? Not the Laver Cup. That's the end of this year. Anyways.
Yeah,
I know. I always forget it.
I hate when you know it, but you don't remember the name.
Oh, the ATP Cup.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So just fresh off of winning the ATP Cup.
Again, like golf, tennis, anything can happen. You can be playing really well or just playing like crap.
Denis Shapovalov has the talent to be a top 5 player in this world. Felix as well has the talent to be a top 10 for sure. Top 5 debatable because Carlos Alcaraz is a god.
Oh, yeah.
Tsitsipas, Zverev, all unreal tennis players.
But still, like they have the potential to be really, really, really good.
Yeah.
But it's not technique. That's
no, it's all mental.
It's more mental.
It's all mental.
It's all mental. Yeah. But
anyways, shall we go to the NHL?
Sure.
We shall. We're going to do something interesting. This one, we're going to give you 3 Canadian sleepers, each of us, for the fantasy hockey. Okay, we're not going to tell you like the 3 sleepers are going to make the biggest impact.
No, I'm talking about 3 players that aren't the top players.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Would you
3 players that you would probably pick in round like 5 and lower?
Oh, dude, no, I would even like the 3 that I'm going with.
Well, the 3 that you're going with are going to be lower.
You know what? Maybe 1 I would go in like the top 10 because I definitely in the top 10 rounds. Sorry, not top 10 picks.
I don't think he's going to be top 10.
My first one will probably be picked up by the 60 mark, just realistically. And the other 2 will probably not go until like 150, 180.
Mine would probably be like 40s, probably high 30s.
Okay. Let's just start with that because there's not really much news in the NHL this week.
Yeah, we can just
the last couple weeks.
Just do this.
Let's just do this. Okay.
Yeah. I'll go first because mine is pretty high.
Okay.
Mine is going to be Devin Taves from Colorado because everyone's going to pick for players. Everyone's going to pick McKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog, all those guys, and then for defenseman, Makar is going to be up there too. He's going to be probably like definitely top 10 for sure. But Devin Taves, which for me, like last year, I think I picked him like 4th round. So, like that's why my quote unquote sleeper is Devin Taves because not a lot of people, like, if you know, then you know Devin Toews is really good, but not a lot of people do know. And he had like 57 points in 66 games last year, so he's really, really good. So that's my like high sleeper, I guess, my quote unquote sleeper.
You got scared off by your ballsy picks for the tennis, so you had to go with a safer sleeper, hey?
Yeah.
Okay, well, my least sleeper, but still a sleeper, would be Evan Bouchard from the Oilers. Actually, most websites have him as a sleeper pick this year. Most places have him like at the 120 mark. I'm probably, if I were to enter a draft this year, he's in between the 60 to 70 pick, for sure. I just think there's too much offensive potential there,
and especially we're gonna get a full year of Woodcroft. Like he can probably see Bouchard's potential since he played with him in Bakersfield, or he didn't play with him, but he coached him. Played with him. No, but he coached him in Bakersfield, so
yeah,
I can see him taking over top PP, like first line PP.
Yeah.
And then I think he's gonna be like definitely first or second pairing, like ahead of Barry for sure. So
I think so. Yeah. I'll go next then again.
Okay.
Owen Tippett.
That's a good one.
Out of the Philadelphia Flyers. He's ranked close to like 297 in Yahoo. I mean, I don't think he's going to be a top 50 goal scorer in the league by any means. But like, if you look at Philadelphia, like who do they have for offense? They got a lot of really good wingers, very good wingers, but they don't have much in the center position. And they have a new coach. Tortorella's probably in his last chance as an NHL coach.
As a coach, yeah.
He's already called out his team for not trying hard enough. He's known to get a lot out of his players. The players hate playing for him after 2 years. But in this 1 year, like Owen Tippett, I can see him putting up 55 to 60 points. And with your last pick in your draft, if that's like your very last pick, then, buddy, 100%. Pick, yeah. That's a fantastic pick. I wouldn't pick him before round 12 by any means. There's a lot of centers I would put ahead of him, but for a sleeper who I think has like good potential to get you some points, and not many people are probably going to look at him. Definitely Owen Tippett, man. Definitely Owen Tippett.
Oh yeah. I would say for my quote unquote sleeper, I'd probably go with if you are playing with like positions for your fantasy, Yanni Gourde is a pretty decent sleeper pick, like in the late rounds.
That's
first line
Colorado or no Calgary.
No, Seattle.
Oh, Seattle, first line center.
Center, yeah.
That's true. I'll keep on forgetting.
So you'll get a lot of minutes, so you will have a lot of chances. If you pick him late, then you'll be
his plus minus is going to be an atrocity. But as a player, he's not. Yeah, Yanni Gourde, and then they have Brian McCann as their number 2.
If you don't play with plus minus, then you're fine.
Yeah, fair enough. Who's your third? Because I have like 3 different thirds in my head, and 2 of them are Oilers, man. So I kind of don't want to say it. Because first of all, I hate picking Oilers.
Is one of them Hyman?
No, he's not a sleeper by any means, dude.
That's true.
Actually, the two Oilers are Oiler rookies, and one they're both fighting for a position on the Oilers right now. So I'm going to cheat a little bit. They're going to be my joint. It's Bourgault and Holloway. I genuinely feel the Oilers are going to go 3 deep down the middle between McDavid, Draisaitl, and Nuge. Because I think Holloway and Bourgault are going to... Holloway for sure is going to steal a spot.
I can see Holloway definitely stealing a spot. Bourgault, if he goes mental, then yeah, he can also steal a spot. Which would be good for us for, I guess, cap-wise maybe.
Let's put it this way. If the Oilers are to win the Cup, it's because Holloway and Bourgault play. And they play a lot, and they contribute. I can see Holloway, a full season of Holloway on the Oilers. First half, he'll probably be on pace for like 30 points, and then he'll move up to McDavid's line and play on pace for like 70 points. So he'll probably finish the season with 55 points, in my opinion. And Bourgault, I think, well, it just depends, right? Like Holloway's bigger, physical kind of guy, and Bourgault is more Skilled. Fast and skilled. Shoots the puck like the Dickens.
Like the Dickens? Where did that come from?
I don't know. My parents are in Scotland right now. That's what they say out there.
Okay, that makes sense. Let me see. Because I have a couple in mind. But I think the one that I'm going to go with has like a late round pick that you can pick up and actually do pretty decent. I'm going to say Mason Marchman from Dallas. Like if he's one of your like later picks, I could see him definitely contributing for your team because you'll be playing third line minutes for Dallas, but with Dallas having pretty good like defensemen that can like pass the puck up, I can see him like contributing a little bit if he's one of your like later picks for sure.
He's going to be very motivated this year too. He changed his number. His father passed away at the draft. Yeah, that's a really good pick. Actually, I definitely think he'll be quite motivated. Yeah. Do you think there's going to be anybody like the William Karlsson from Vegas 2 years ago, or this last year, who really just completely surprised us?
2 years ago?
Yeah, William Karlsson just came out of nowhere, had like 8 goals, 12 goals, and then comes out with 35 to 40 goals in the season. Or Chris Kreider last year, 55 goal scorer.
Chris Kreider came out of nowhere, yeah. I thought William Karlsson did it like
3 years ago. When Vegas first came out. How long has Vegas been in the league for?
Like 5 years?
Oh, damn.
That was like 2 years ago.
All right. When William Karlsson first came in, when Vegas first came in, you know what I mean, dude. You know what I mean.
That was like a long time ago when he came out of nowhere.
My point. Do you think there's gonna like who's like the biggest breakout player this year in the NHL? Because I'm trying to think. Like, see, I don't think Seattle has a single one of them.
No.
I don't think Tampa has any one of them.
I can see.
I think it's Lafreniere. I think Lafreniere plays a point per game this year.
I was gonna say McTavish if he makes the team.
Mason McTavish would be huge. Yeah, for sure. That's a good call. Yeah. Okay.
Honestly, I'm gonna change my last one from one Mason to another.
Don't take away Marchman. Take away your first one. That's not even a sleeper pick. Take away Devin Taves.
He's like a really good sleeper pick.
Yeah, okay, then my first sleeper pick's Connor freaking McDavid.
No, yeah. So.
Yeah, Mason McTavish will be pretty solid.
Yeah. If he keeps playing like he's been playing, like, well, in the World Juniors this past August, and like,
yeah, in
the juniors, then yeah, he should definitely make the team. Definitely in Anaheim for sure, make the team. Yeah, he should play well.
So some big news to come out of the Canadian teams this week. Probably the biggest news has been out of Ottawa. They've signed pretty much their entire core now. Tim Stützle for 8-year, $8.375 million a year contract. Not bad at all. Not a bad contract at all.
It kind of reminds me of like the Koskinen contract where they gave him a lot of money for like a little sample size.
No, you know who I'm actually comparing him to? Like, it's Draisaitl. It's Leon. They have comparable. Tim Stützle and Leon Draisaitl have. No, I wouldn't say comparable. Like I wouldn't say identical, but comparable numbers for the first few seasons in the NHL. Stützle's camp used Draisaitl in their comparisons. 100% they did. Now, I don't think Stützle will be as good as Draisaitl. Draisaitl is a top 3 to 5 player in the world right now. There's no question. Actually, there's some people who have Draisaitl as their number 1 fantasy player this year. Multiple sites have him.
Honestly, like, out of, like, the 4 that...
Well, I see it because you know how many goals count for more points than assists in fantasy value? Yeah. Like, I'm going to be...
And Draisaitl getting, like, over 100 points, like, constantly... Plus scoring all those goals, yeah, they'll definitely.
Draisaitl will have 60 goals this season and 120 points. I'm just, like, yeah, that's my bold prediction. My bold,
we're gonna get there soon.
I'm sorry, no, I'm just straight up telling you right now. My one bold prediction. I had the same prediction last year. They had a full month and a half where they played absolute garbage, the whole team. My prediction, I genuinely, this year, I think McDavid and Draisaitl combine for 300 points.
Oh, I can see that. I just don't see them going into the slump like last year because they're defensively defensive.
We're knocking on wood right now.
Yeah, defensively, like with like Kulak back there, and if Nurse gets healthy again, plays as he always played before, and then just CC being CC. I can see us not being in a slump like that because then we have Jack Campbell, who's definitely an upgrade to our other goalies that we had before. So, and Skinner, who's also an upgrade that we had than what we had before. I can see us just not going into like that month-long slump.
I would certainly hope so.
Yeah, but
injuries can take a big part.
Yes.
But the Oilers have a deeper team. If they have injuries on the right side of our defense, we're screwed. Let's not sugarcoat this. Like, we are completely screwed if our right side gets injured. Especially Cody Ceci. Bouchard and Barry can replace each other. Ceci is probably the most important person to keep healthy this season.
Didn't Umalainen play right?
No, they're all left.
He's all left.
Yeah, we have this Desharnais kid who's like 6'3".
Who's apparently like super good.
He's in the AHL. He's going to be in the AHL this year.
Unfortunately.
Well, yeah, but that's where he needs to play. Yeah. He needs to start there. If our right D gets injured, we're screwed. That being, like, if Campbell gets injured, Skinner comes in.
That's fine.
We have a third string that's half decent too. I forget the guy's name, but we signed a third stringer who's an NHL goaltender. If McDavid gets injured, we have Draisaitl. If Draisaitl gets injured, Nuge comes in.
That's what we have.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's. Yeah.
If our wingers get injured, we have Holloway. We have Bourgault. If our bottom six get injured, we have Raphael Lavoie, Carter Savoy. Like, we have players that can stick up and play.
Just our right D.
Our right D is by far the weakest position we have right now in depth. I think CC, Bouchard, and Barry are all three NHL defensemen. Absolutely. Do I think any of them are like a number one defenseman? No. But I definitely think Bouchard can be a top pairing guy. Him and Nurse this year are going to have to take a big step. Nurse's numbers, his analytics put him as a top 20 defenseman in the league. He's getting paid like a top 10 defenseman in the league. So he will be
like 5.
It's top 10. Like, that's... His number, he's getting paid in the top 5, but most of the other defensemen have signed their contracts well before when the cap was a lot lower. You know what I mean?
Like when everyone started.
Hedman is a $10+ million a year defenseman. Hedman's only like $8 million.
Like a $12 million defenseman.
McCarr took a discount to stay in Colorado, which actually McKinnon will not be taking a discount. McKinnon next year will be the highest paid player in the NHL.
Yep, I can see that.
It's going to be $13 million. He will be getting 13 a year at least. Mark my words. That's not a bold prediction. That's just a fact. That's going to happen.
And if he doesn't, then he's gone. But then he's just going to have to play on a.
He's already won the cup, man.
Inferior team. Yeah,
he's already won the cup.
That's the thing though. Like, I don't really like when players win the cup and then they just go for the money. Like, I would go for more cups with the same team.
Because realistically, even $5 million a year for 8 years, 40. You set yourself up for life. Not only that, your family you set them up for life too. For generations, you're set as long as you're smart about it and invest it, right?
Yeah.
Which not a lot of people are, but no. That's okay.
Me included.
Anyways, I think that's it for the NHL. There's not much else. There's no real news elsewhere. Season starting up soon. Fantasy season starting up soon. I'm going to last 2 years ago the last time I ran the fantasy league that I had. I made myself a list of NHL players, my personal draft ranking list, and I followed that. I was in 4 leagues. I won 3 of them, and the one I didn't win was because they cheated. Seriously. There was one person in the league who didn't care anymore, stopped paying attention to the league, and the other person in the league, they worked together, decided to make some trades. So it was a little bit of cheating involved, but whatever. I'm not a commissioner anymore for that reason. So well. It happens. But yeah, I won 3 of my leagues with that massive Excel document. It took me like 4 weeks. I watched like old highlights of old games and everything, like individual highlights. I saw the stats for like the last 5 seasons. I looked at the team's projections and oh man, I spent hours on that thing, like days actually, and it helped. It helped a lot. I got like I calculated like 4 sleepers. I drafted 2 of them, and the 2 of them got me a lot of points. Like they were.
Who were they?
Oh man. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think. This was 2 years ago. Because last year I played in the league too. I had Bouchard, but I picked him up halfway through the season. Oh, he was a pretty big W for me. Oh, I can't remember Celso for the life of me. All I know now is that actually no, it was Gensel.
Ooh, okay.
Gensel. I picked him up in like the second last pick. Jake Gensel. And then it was Duclair.
He played really well.
The year Duclair had like 70 points. Yeah. So not too shabby. Not too shabby. Yeah. Anyways. Thank you everybody for listening to episode 37 of the CANAS podcast. We will see you next week. I'm in town. Are you in town?
Yep.
Yeah. We'll see you next week. No, hopefully. Knock on wood again, man.
I'll be in town.
All right, well, yeah, we'll see everybody next week. Thank you very much.